Paul Whiteman Presents, brought to you by the makers of Chase and Sanborn Coffee and Tenderleaf Tea, with the Whiteman Orchestra and Chorus, our guest Eddie Cantor, Henry Busse of the Whiteman Alumni Association, yours truly, Bill Goodwin, and starring Dina Shore. And here's Dina.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Pops, let's just go out with a great day, because that's just what this is for me, a great day. When skies were dark, came Noah's Ark.
Lord.
Amen. Lord helps those who pray, and on Judgment Day, if you believe, He shall receive you. Amen. When you're down and out, lift up your head and shout. There's gonna be a great day. Angels in the sky promise that by and by there's gonna be a great day. Gabriel will warn you some early morn. You will hear his horn. It's not far away. Hold up your head and say, there's gonna be a great day.
Shout hallelujah.
When you're down and out, lift up your head and shout. There's gonna be a great day. Angels in the sky promise that by and by there's gonna be a great day. Gabriel will warn you some early morn. You'll hear his horn. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's not far away.
It's not far away.
Hold up your head and say,
Hold up your head and say,
there's gonna be a great day.
Wonderful. Oh, that was fine, Dinah. Really fine.
Thank you, Bill. Gee, I hope Sebastian liked it. It was dedicated to him.
Sebastian? Who is that?
He's my boyfriend. He's in the Navy.
Oh, sailor, huh?
Yeah.
Well, tell me, Dinah, do you like the kind of sailor who tries to hug you and kiss you the very first time he takes you out?
Is there another kind?
What a thing for you to say. You know, Dinah, I wish I was in the Navy. I just love the sea.
Me too, Bill.
Yeah, there's nothing like that old devil sea. Why, give me a ship and a goodly crew, and the wild sea running free, and give me a star to steer her by, and I'll get lost every darn time.
Oh, you ought to talk to Sebastian. He's worked out his own system of navigation.
Oh, really? Sebastian
Sure.
must be a very smart fellow. How does his system work?
Well, he tells the direction of the shore by the North Star.
Well, how does he know which is the North Star?
He eliminates the others by eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Is that accurate?
Well, no, but by the time he finishes, the sun is up and he can see the shore.
Well, tell me, what just does Sebastian do in the Navy, Dinah?
I'm not sure, but I think he's doing dental work.
Dental work?
Mm-hmm. He says he's been assigned to work on the captain's bridge.
Maybe he's doing a little drilling.
Maybe he's just filling in for a friend.
Thank you, Mr. Whiteman.
Say, Pops, you were in the Navy during the last war. How'd you like it?
Oh, I liked it fine, but I had to wait 3 months before I could join up.
How come?
Couldn't find a uniform to fit me.
Oh.
When they did, I had to wait around 6 more months.
What for, Paul?
Couldn't find a ship to fit me.
I suppose they did finally find one.
Yeah, but the darn thing was always a little snug around the midship.
Tell me, Paul, did you get yourself a tattoo job when you were a seafaring man?
I sure did. When I was in the Navy back in 1917, I had 22 battleships tattooed on my tummy.
Are they still there?
No, one day my girdle broke, scuttled the whole fleet.
that why they call you Pops?
Ow.
Ow.
You know, I can tell you about that Pops business, Dinah. It started back in the days when Mildred Bailey used to call him Fatho, old Fatho Whiteman. Then it became Pops.
Gee, Bill, you know everything, don't you? You know, you're almost as smart as Sebastian.
Oh, I'm not that smart.
Yes, you are.
No.
Well, there's one thing Bill does know about Dinah. That's coffee.
Well, naturally.
Naturally.
Take it away.
More speed, more production, more food is called for today than ever before. The times demand the best we've got. And in coffee, that means more flavor. When you come right down to it, flavor is the thing you're buying when you ask for coffee. And when you ask for Chase and Sanborn coffee, flavor is what you get. Chase and Sanborn, of course, is sold by the pound, just like any other coffee. But you can't weigh flavor. You can't weigh freshness. You have to measure things like that in terms of satisfaction. That's why we're making today's Chase and Sanborn the richest, most flavorful blend in our history. Keep that in mind every time you part with one of your ration stamps for coffee. A single pound is all it'll bring. But the plush of fresh flavor in Chase and Sanborn doesn't show on the scales. It's in the cup, on your own table, that you enjoy its bonus of deep-down satisfaction. Ask your grocer for Chase and Sanborn coffee every time. Tommy and Jimmy Dorsey, Bing Crosby, Hoagie Carmichael, Johnny Mercer, and many others, enough names for a who's who of the world of popular music, were all graduates of the Paul Whiteman Orchestra. Over the summer, many of them are going to drop in to pay tribute to Pops. Visitor number one is Henry Busse, the noted trumpet player, who first joined the Whiteman Band in 1919. To be with his old music master, he flew down from San Francisco, where he's playing with his own band at the Palace Hotel. Henry Busse.
Good evening, everybody. Hiya, Pops.
Hiya, Chops.
Say, Henry, is it true that you were the first man to put a derby hat on a trumpet?
No, Dinah, it wasn't. But my brother was the first one to put a beret on a French home.
First man I ever saw put a derby on a trumpet was Ray Lopez. But I'll tell you something that Henry did invent. It's the buzzer mute.
Well, what's a buzzer mute?
Why, it makes a trumpet sound like an oboe.
Wouldn't it have been easier just to go out and get an oboe?
I think so. Well, you go right ahead, Henry. Raise that trumpet, complete with buzzer mute to your ever-loving lips, and play that song you and Pops made famous, When Day is Done.
We found this number during a trip to Europe, and I might add that it was written by Dr. Robert Catcher and was originally called Madonna. We introduced it over here with English lyrics that were written by Buddy DeSilva. When Day is Done. Ah, thank you, Henry, and thanks for coming all the way down from San Francisco.
Don't mention it, Pops. It was really a pleasure.
Henry, this makes you member number 1 of the Whiteman Alumni Association. Trace right over that music stand and pick up your diploma. It's printed on the back of a piece of tender leaf tea. And stick around while we welcome our special guest, Eddie Cantor. Come on in, Mr. Cantor.
Good evening, everybody. Hello, Dinah.
Oh, it's good having you here, Mr. C.
Oh, it's good to be back. You know, I feel at home around here.
Yeah, that's right, Eddie. Your first program on the air was for Chase and Sanborn, wasn't it?
Yes, and every time I think about it, I could kill myself.
Really? Why, Eddie?
They wanted to pay me off in coffee, and I refused. Did I know? Did I know?
When did you start on the Chase and Sanborn program, Mr. Cantor?
Dinah was back in 1931. You see, Mr. Chase and Mr. Sanborn are very good friends of mine. Very good, yes. In fact, they named a special kind of coffee after me.
Oh, yes, I always buy the drip grind.
And I wanted a boy. Well, forget the whole thing. You know, I showed Chase and Sanborn how to cross a coffee bean with a Mexican jumping bean.
Well, Eddie, what good does that do?
You see, when you spill some coffee in the saucer, it jumps right back in the cup.
Say, those Chase and Sanborn shows of yours were certainly great, Eddie.
Oh, thank you.
Remember when you introduced the first stooge, Rubinoff and his violin?
Oh, gosh, Bill, I'll never forget when Rubinoff first came to work for me. He hardly knew the English language. I can still remember Rubinoff going to night school.
Yeah? Well, when did he leave you?
As soon as he was able to read his contract. I had a very...
You know, I remember when you introduced Deanna Durbin and Bobby Breen. Gee, those kids were cute.
Oh, you're bringing back such nostalgia. I can still remember how they both used to sit on my lap. Of course, when they got older,
Yes?
I kicked Bobby Breen off. Those days.
Eddie, you've certainly discovered and developed a lot of singers in your time.
Well, yep. But no singer greater than one, Dina Shore, believe me.
Thank you, Mr. Cantor. But without you, it wouldn't have been possible.
Oh,
Well, gee, that's very nice, Dinah, and I'm sure Eddie appreciates it, too.
Say, I know which side my bread is toasted on.
not toasted, buttered.
Who's got butter?
Oh, quiet. Didn't I tell you, Dinah, that was a good joke? You wouldn't believe it this morning.
Eddie, you ought to know that. Through the years, I bet you've told thousands of jokes.
Bill Goodwin, you're not kidding. You know, it's a serious thing. Year after year, month after month, week after week. Who was that lady I saw you with? Jokes, riddles to explain again. Farmer jokes, drummer jokes. These are cold, those are hot. Winter jokes, summer not. Gags. When the program has been done, another program is begun, and Gagamania starts again. Gotta write new parts again. Jokes. Find a subject, start to kid it. Soon you'll find that Bergen did it, Benny did it, Jolson did it, Johnson did it, Olson did it. Crack. Wise. Gotta get some stuff that's great. Wise. Crack. Gotta make it up to date. If you hit on something good, they grab it up in Hollywood, and Brown does it, Lou Costello, Hope does it. Funny fellow, though it's kicked from coast to coast, it will not give up the ghost. Someone finds a novel twist that the other minds have missed, so it's polished up, and then the vicious circle starts again. Benny does it, Jolson does it, Johnson does it, Olson does it. Gag. Fun. Kids today are reared on it. Joke. Pun. Each one has a beard on it. Jokes, puns, quips, gags, wise cracks, laughs. They have stolen all my stuff, but from now on I'll be tough. I will copyright these precious jokes and hide them on my shelves, and then, by holy smokes, if they want to use my jokes, they will have to buy the magazines and clip them out themselves. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chase and Sanborn. Gee, it's like old time. It was swell being here today and recalling my days on Chase and Sanborn. You know, ladies and gentlemen, that was one of the grandest associations of my life. Another association of which I'm equally proud is the one I've enjoyed for the past 3 years on my own program with Dina Shore. It's my privilege to introduce her next number, In the Blue of Evening, as only Dinah can sing it. Dina Shore.
Thanks for the send-off, boss. That's
It's all
sweet.
right, kid.
In the blue of evening, when you appear close to me, dear one, there in the dusk we'll share a dream reverie. In the blue of evening, while crickets call and stars are falling, there 'neath the starlit sky, you'll come to me. In the shadows of the night we'll stand, I'll touch your hand, and then softly as your lovely eyes entreat, our lips will meet again. In the blue of evening, night winds above, whispering I love you. There we will find romance in the blue of evening. Softly as your lovely eyes entreat, our lips will meet again. In the blue of evening, night winds above, whispering, I love you. There we will find romance in the blue of
At this season of the year, nature herself seems to come out in favor of Tenderleaf brand tea. She gives us the best object lesson in the world on the subject of tender tea leaves. In edible plants, you know, the top leaves have much better flavor, and with tea, that's especially true. We don't eat them, of course, but it's their flavor we want. And the way to get it is by asking, always, for Tenderleaf brand tea or improved Tenderleaf brand tea balls. This finer blend comes in packages, 2 convenient sizes, and in filter paper tea balls that outsell every other kind. Yes, Tenderleaf brand tea balls are first choice of the American housewife. And that's quite a tribute, because her standards are the highest in the world. For the time being, conditions may force your grocer to run out sometimes. If he does, please understand, and better luck next time. In any case, always ask for Tenderleaf brand tea or improved Tenderleaf brand tea balls.
Okay.
Paul, the orchestra, and Dinah give us 3 numbers from Richard Rodgers' current Broadway hit, Oklahoma.
Your sighs are so like mine. Your eyes mustn't flow like mine. People will say we're in love. Don't start collecting things. Give me my rose and my glove. Sweetheart, they're suspecting things. People will say we're in love.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and the wailing wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oh, Oklahoma, every night, my honey lamb and I sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say, yo, yippee-I-O-A, we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma. Oklahoma, Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
Well, next Sunday, Paul, Dinah, and all of us will be on hand, and our special guests will be George Burns and Gracie Allen. The Whiteman Alumni Association will be represented by Matty Malnick paying a visit to Pops. So be with us again next Sunday. Meanwhile, when it's coffee you're buying, ask for Chase and Sanborn coffee. When it's tea, Tender Leaf tea. Chase and Sanborn coffee, Tender Leaf tea, two favorites for days like these. Ask your grocer for them both. Eddie Cantor appeared with us through the courtesy of Bristol Myers. This is Bill Goodwin saying good night from Hollywood's Radio City. Night, everybody.
A pound of gold doesn't weigh any more than a pound of lead. But you'll grant there's a difference. And that's just as true about coffee as it is about metals. What really counts in coffee is good fresh flavor, something which can't be weighed. And nowadays, freshness and flavor both are more important than ever. With a limit placed on the number of cups, the number of pounds we can buy, naturally, we want every pound, every cup to bring us all the flavor it can. To make sure it does, ask your grocer for Chase and Sanborn coffee. This richer blend not only fills that all-important place as part of a good meal, but hand in hand with its satisfying fresh goodness comes the boost that helps you get things done. Today, we're making the richest, finest blend of our entire history, but it doesn't weigh any more than second-rate coffee. A pound is a pound, good, bad, or indifferent. So make every ration stamp do its bit. Get Chase and Sanborn coffee every time. This is the National Broadcasting Company.